Hey guys, and welcome to another Schematics talk show. This is a special talk show because we are joined by two guests. No, basically it's three guests. SPRidley is a guest, first of all, and we have two very special guests because it's Ed and Bo from Frontier. Hey guys.
Hello.
How are you?
We're good. We're getting hyped up for the summer update and everything. So yeah, it's exciting.
That's great. I mean, we are all excited for tomorrow. For the listeners out there, we've got some questions about the update and some general questions where we are trying to get some spoilers out of Ed and Bo.
What?
Good luck.
We start with the update 1.3 questions. So, Bear, please.
All right, so one thing we were wondering when we saw the footage of the displays and billboards, if we can use alpha textures on them, basically like PNG files. And I mean, you can do transparent images with them, and we were wondering how that would translate into the game.
That is a very good question. No, just kidding. I can answer that. So the team is investigating that right now, and the last thing I heard on Friday is that they don't know why it wouldn't work, but they've been unable to get it working. So they're trying to put in a fix for that before the update goes out, or basically make it work. So if it doesn't work tomorrow, it's still something that they will be looking into and trying to figure out. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
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 Is that a good answer?
Perfect
Yes,
answer.
Not as good as your next. No, Egon.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you can use PNG files as well as JPEG, TIFF, and BMP. So should be
Look at this.
a lot of options.
Look at these. Listen to these answers from Voda Vries. They're so good. I'm just gonna let Bo, and I'm just gonna let Bo do all of the answers. I'm just gonna go. What? Oh yeah, I'm the hype man.
Oh no, you did that last time.
Let's be the hype man.
The hype machine is back.
What?
I was hoping he forgot about this.
Sorry, I just
but
remembered.
He didn't.
I just remembered. That's the only thing. No,
I forgot to bring the air horn.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's blind.
I can
Let
do
me
with
down.
mine.
There you go.
Yeah, that.
Wow. We're derailing slowly.
Sorry.
No, it's all
Put us back
good.
up, Bo.
Next question would be about the billboards again. Basically, the video walls are illuminated by night, and we are wondering if that is also the case if you use pictures, because we, of course, thought of using the billboards as custom walls with custom textures.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
You probably already have like things lined out in your brain of how you want to create everything.
Definitely.
That's good. But yeah, so pictures will also be illuminated. However, there are also non-illuminated billboards that you can choose from. So if you want like a more matte sort of thing,
good.
you can just use those.
There's me saying that's good there. Again. Whoa!
Yeah,
Sorry,
exactly. And then there's
That's cool.
the two separate wall texture panels as well that you can use for more of they're 2x4, I think, so they might be a bit easier to use for that sort of plan.
Cool.
But yeah,
That's
I'm going
great.
to leave that with you guys because you are the builders that, come up with the best stuff. So yeah. Yeah.
So the next is my question, which is, do billboards affect the guest's mood? Because they did in older games similar to this, so like in RCT3 and RCT2, for example.
Yeah, so I can answer this one. The guests, they will stop to watch the billboards before moving on. So and that'll in turn result in them then being happier.
Yeah.
But apparently that's not the case in a queue specifically.
No.
Interesting.
But you'll see. But other than that, guests will stop to watch billboards before moving on and get happy.
So throw it at the entrance of the queue. Good to know.
Yeah, exactly. And again, like I'm sure if that feedback comes back, more often, then the team will just continue to push that out and
That's right. I think that they
an
will continue
update.
working on this anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like they do with everything else. Obviously, continue
Yeah.
improvements to all the features that exist in the game currently as well.
Cool.
yay.
So I think now it's time for my question, and I wanted to ask.
SPRidley, I'm a fan.
Thank you.
Hola.
Hola, Bo.
Never heard of you. That's not true at all, obviously. Did you know, SPRidley, that I have the picture that you did for me up on my wall at home?
Yeah, me too.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen it on Twitter, like framed.
I think Bo's framed.
Mine's framed, yeah.
Mine's less less high tech, but it's still up there.
More poster like,
Yeah.
so it's more.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you.
No problem. Well, I had a lot of fun making it, so it was a pleasure to do
it's
it.
so good. All right, your question. Go.
So we saw Sam showing to us how they seem to work on the stream last week, and
Yes.
how do display cameras? How do they work? Like the UI, we didn't see too much about the UI last week. And was this implemented because of feedback of people? Do people ask for them?
Right. Yeah, they were a little surprised for the Wednesday live build stream that we did. And basically, they were pre-planned to come along with the display sequencer, which is a big part of the fireworks edition that we're doing in the update. And they're kind of like invisible cameras, I guess. So you use a free look camera and you can set up your own viewpoints. And then when the show starts, you can basically use the camera option in the display sequencer to, switch between different views. And aside from just being really beautiful and setting up like how to watch the show, it's also a nice addition for content creators such as yourselves to get really cool angles of certain shots or fireworks going up in the air and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much how they work. So they're linked to the display sequencer, to that little panel thing that you get.
And it's only for the display sequencer?
Yeah, that's where it's linked to. But basically, it's any sort of trigger sequence that you create, right? Because the display sequencer, you can also use that for any sort of triggerable item. So like water jets and lasers as well. So if you're creating any sort of thing that just includes the sequencer, you can use that camera mode.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think my question is the next one. So it's a question for both of you. So within this update, what's your favorite feature and why?
Well, Edward Lewis, what's your favorite
Put me
feature?
on the spot. It has to be the billboards, because I am just so... I almost get into a little panic every time I think about what you guys are going to do with it. And I don't mean in sort of using, naughty images or anything like that, because I know that you're all far too sensible to do that, and you'll never do that kind of thing.
What?
But I just mean
Our innocent community, what are you talking about?
Exactly. I mean, you saw Tron and Tron 2, right? You saw those experiences. Imagine what they'll do with billboards now as well being available, and the sort of weird meta Inception style things as well, where you can have like parks within parks within parks within parks.
Yeah.
And that's just gonna or having
playing your live stream.
Yeah, playing.
Can we make that work?
Yeah, I
That'd
think
be so cool.
we discussed that already in the
recorded
office.
thing, yeah.
Doing like a pre-recording of like live stream land, and it's just us live streaming in there.
Edinburgh propaganda.
Yeah, but like that's my limited creativity. But then giving it to you guys who do this stuff every day and create some incredible stuff that I can't even begin to imagine how you get around to doing it. I just can't wait to see what you do. And that's using them as wall textures, using them as like cinema screens, but like interactive little events, like using them as part of, as well as and with triggered stuff and sounds. Like I'm actually a little bit overwhelmed and confused as to how it's even a thing in a video game. I don't know. That sounds like a silly thing to say, but we'll see. I'm very excited.
And Bo as well?
Oh yeah, so for me, I thought before I give my favorite features, I just been given the update notes, and I think there's some little spoilery thingies in there that I thought I would give to you guys as a little exclusive. So the one thing that we're adding as well is the camera collision toggle, so you can turn that off now, which means you have a no clip camera thing.
Oh, that's really cool.
Oh my god.
See, I knew I'm talking to the right crowd. This is awesome.
So that's your favorite thing, is it?
So that's something
your
that's
favorite
coming.
thing is to get all of the rep from these guys.
Yeah, just getting the points from the community. That's my favorite thing. And then there's 2 UI changes that I wasn't able to show you guys on the live stream. There's time controls coming to the blueprint thumbnail screen, so you can basically decide at what sort of time and light you want to capture your blueprint and share it.
Oh, thank God.
Good. Yes.
And there's a recently added tab in the browser. So any sort of new things that we've added, you can now sort on recently added. So you don't have to search for new scenery or new coasters or anything like that.
Recently added or
nice.
recently
Recently
used?
added.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
recently used is
It was already in there.
there.
So I was going to say, yeah. So recently added, as in this is the new stuff.
So
we just
all
put
the
in.
new stuff you'd be able to find.
Is that recently added blueprints as well?
It should be, yeah.
that's
So we
cool.
have 3 new coaster blueprints as well. We have the Hoax, which is a power-up, the Wrangler, which is a Viper one, and then Woodfalls, which is a Gnarler blueprint. So they're all going in the game too. So yeah, that's for you guys, little exclusive.
That does not answer the question.
And yeah, my favorite feature is custom biomes.
Yay!
I think that's really cool that you can. I'm really excited to go back to Planet Boaster, which is the community park that Ed and I are building on our streams, and fix those areas that we've already built, because we had our little western area pretty much set.
Go back and tweak that,
I'm-
couldn't we?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to going back into that and just fixing that up really nicely and having that like so themed, to the bone. And it's such an easy. It also works with older saves as well, which is something that Andrew Chappell fixed for us, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And
That's good.
yeah, so basically all you have to do is
He's a magician.
yeah, it's awesome, and all you have to do is you press down Control, I think, in the main menu, and it just opens that custom biome thing for you as you open your
Wow.
park, and it lets you make a whole bunch of changes before you re-enter that park. So it's pretty cool. You can do that. Yeah.
That's really amazing.
So yeah, I'm very proud of that one.
I think that for me, yeah, it's a good one. I've kind of forgotten about that as well. That's the one for me that made me go wow the most, because when I looked at somebody who'd made a park, I think it's Sam Denny made
Yeah,
a
he
park
made the little
using
live stream park.
and I remember looking at that and thinking, whoa, that looks unlike anything I've seen in Planet Coaster, because Planet Coaster has a particular look about it, and I think it's absolutely amazing. But I do obviously the work that the devs have done is absolutely incredible. But I did always think that's one thing for me that was missing is the themed areas. With the custom biomes can look even more like properly themed areas, just like a theme park. You zoom out of a theme park or look at a theme park map, the ground around the area looks completely different, all in those different themed areas. And I think you're really going to get that beautiful look now with those like really strikingly different looking areas. Yeah,
Agreed.
even more so, exactly.
Yeah.
So I actually have a question about custom biomes, and that's now that we have custom biomes, are you planning on adding more textures to the custom biome list? Like, is that going to be expanded upon?
I know you want your city backdrop. I listened. I heard you.
That and a notion.
I gave it to the team as feedback, but they're not going in for this update. But it's something that they'll look into depending on the availability of the artists and stuff. So yeah.
Yay.
Now that we got fireworks out of the way, because it's part of the update, what about water, light, and laser shows? Wink, wink.
Yeah. So I mean, we have those effects in the game, and they're all triggerable. And I think with the new display sequencer, I think once you get a hang of that and play around with that a little bit, I think that will give you a lot of the opportunities that you're looking for. That I think you mean. Or do you want more triggers? Is that?
I think he wants bigger lasers.
Bigger lasers. That's all. It's just about the lasers, isn't it?
No, it's water. Also, static fountains right now.
Right.
And this type of shows also have like dancing fountain. And we can create something, because I used it for the commercial. But
yes,
we could create something.
Which was
right
beautiful,
now.
by the way.
Thank you. And you can move by changing the switch in each, and you can make it look like a dancing fountain, but it looks a little bit
static.
Yeah, it looks a little bit too static, and maybe have some kind of new water effects like dancing fountains and things like that would be amazing.
Rotating lasers as well.
Rotating lasers. Wow! Where's my hype man?
Yeah.
No, what you mean, like on a gimbal type lasers? Is that what you mean?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, where they fire off into the sky and see them dancing across the clouds. Yeah.
Or so they can like move sideways or just twist around in a single position.
Again, this is stuff that obviously we always pass back the feedback whenever we hear it to the guys upstairs, and they want to implement as many cool things as they possibly can too, whilst also keeping it very playable for new players. So you got to remember that not everyone's quite as experienced as you guys. So you can't put too much in there, otherwise it becomes a bit overwhelming.
Well,
but no,
we do give you guys a lot.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
That's also true.
Yeah, but that's again this is. I hope you guys can play around with the triggers a bit with the new sequencer and stuff, and then when it comes to more like a variety of these kind of triggerable effects, then I will definitely pass that feedback on. So yeah, dancing fountains, got you.
Dancing fountains, moving lasers, rotating lasers,
crazy lasers,
crazy lasers. So we're just gonna kick down the door.
Yeah.
Crazy lasers. Just
guys, they want
scream
lasers.
that and then run out.
Stop working.
Stop working. Exactly. Let's make lasers.
Stop working. It's lasers.
Alright, nice.
All right. So one topic is friction. Many of the coasters will be implemented with the new update. Have like many different friction parameters in real life theoretically, and I was wondering if there was an idea to make something like a friction slider, so you could just select the friction you want for the coaster. Exactly.
I'll take this one.
You take the sad one.
No, that is it. Sorry. No, currently not really looking at adding a friction slider in there. I don't really have the exact details on why, but this is the sort
it's a question of prioritizing.
That's it.
In the team.
What I'll do is we will pass on again that it is something that is wanted as we always do. But currently there's no plan for that.
All right.
Oh,
we did loads of nice answers too, though. That was just the first one.
yeah.
It's totally fine.
Can I add something here?
Oh my goodness, going off script. No, I'm just kidding.
The slider idea was I give it a little bit to Adfo, like some days ago, and it was because we know now that we have some cheats that change the friction of coasters. Right. And wooden coasters work amazingly well with the James Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, okay.
Work similar, like they have the same type of friction. Because if you try right now to make a wooden coaster as real as one in any real theme park, they don't usually get to the station. Because the drops of the wooden coasters are not really that big in real life. So maybe not a slider, but maybe a way to implement that cheat. Like when you save the game and get out of the game, the cheat goes away.
Like a toggle?
Yeah, like I said, we know the reasons why people want that and are interested in having that, but it's just sorry to be disappointed, but it's just not something that's currently being implemented. But we'll pass on that, and we'll make sure they listen to this podcast, especially James Taylor, so that he can hear his name being said repeatedly over and over again. It's really weird because we know James Taylor. It's like if you say James Taylor, and I'm like, why? Wait a second. Why are we talking about James Taylor again? And it's like, all right, the cheat, of course. But yeah, understood. Completely understood. Message received, certainly.
Perfect.
Okay, so my question for you two is, how do you select which flat rides or coasters will make it into the game? So do you just mainly look at the feedback of the community, or is it the devs' most preferable or favourite coasters or flat rides? So how do you choose which ones go in?
So first things worth mentioning that obviously this is the dev team that make these decisions and stuff. We pass on our feedback to those guys. But yeah, ultimately it's kind of Sam and the rest of the team that get together and decide on which coasters are going to go in. I mean, Bo's probably got more she can say on that.
It's Steve and Alex, the producers. They make a lot of these decisions as well. And then Sam, Denny, and the art team, they do a lot of research about rides and coasters. So what they do is they look at forum sites. They look at the Golden Ticket Awards, which is the Coaster Ranking Association. Prototype roller coasters, these sort of things, and then the community and what they want. I don't know if you guys seen sometimes on the forums, people will be like, "Hey, Frontier, this coaster," and stuff, and more than not, they end up in the game. Sometimes sooner, sometimes a bit later, but we do take all of that feedback with us as well, and so when they have that sort of list in place, they'll assess and evaluate and see keeping the variety of what's already in the game
which works
in
best
mind
for
as
the
well.
game that's already in there.
Exactly, always with what works best in mind, and that's how they come to a decision. And
so basically, it's a combination of feedback and what's realizable
and what keeps the game fresh.
Feedback, research, and what makes sense for the game.
Because you couldn't put like hundreds of the same type of coaster in the game, obviously. Even if that's exactly what everyone wants, you need to have that variety.
And then there are some people in the team that are oh, I'm such a fan of this ride, and they'll be able to get it through because of their personal passion for the project as well.
Yeah,
but again, like as long as that makes sense for the overall, point of Planet Coaster, then that's something that will happen too. But yeah, I would say community feedback and research are the two big ones.
Cool.
Speaking of going off script, I have a question that Cleve asked us to ask ages ago.
Yeah.
Essentially, we keep adding more roller coasters into the game, right? And a lot of them have very similar tracks. And that list of rides is getting very cluttered. And it's kind of hard to look at them and be like, okay, this is what I'm building. And there's times when you'll go to build a different type of roller coaster and it's basically the same track. What is the possibility of maybe organizing that menu a little better? Maybe grouping it by track type? Something a little bit more organized, because that menu just keeps getting crazier.
You're talking about the coasters specifically?
Yeah, just the roller coasters.
Just all the little because they're alphabetized now, aren't they?
Yeah.
There's a lot of them, and some of them are very similar with just different cars. Yeah,
there is. Similar.
Yeah.
From their side.
I remember reading something about this in my little notes here.
Well, they're always adding sort of filters and things and different ways to make navigation easier.
They wrote here, and this is me being a bit silly because I forgot to look into what it means. They said, we added text to the coaster utilities buttons. Is that something that you mean? So the coaster utilities, is that the thumbnails?
I'm not sure. It might just be when you're hovering over to make it easier to...
Yeah, so again, like they did do some UI changes to this in this update.
I don't know if they'll hit exactly what you mean.
Yeah, I don't think it's exactly what you mean.
But it's a good point, because I think that obviously they have filters through all the scenery items and things like that, and as that list grows, they will need to start filtering it.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I mean, I'm sure that's not something that is too difficult. He says, as somebody who has no idea about game development, really.
Andrew Chappell is screaming
going,
in
that's
the
the hardest thing in the world.
How dare you?
But like adding a filter list to those things it's a really good bit of feedback.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
definitely pass it on.
I think the way Cleve described it in our Discord, I could scroll up and try and see it, but the way he described it is just like, I don't know how hard this would be, but just here's your track type, and then you just click a drop-down menu and select what car type and ride type you want on that track type. Does that make sense? So you can have like a normal corkscrew.
Okay, so completely customize your own coaster.
Oh, I see.
Not even just customize it, just from like what we have.
From what's available, and it comes up with the
so
results
you want
of what you're looking for.
What we did with the custom biomes, but for coasters.
Sort of.
That would be pretty cool.
No, because
Am I misunderstanding?
That would mean
Did I just come up with a really cool
coming up with an even crazier idea here that might not be possible. In fact, is almost definitely not possible with the current how it stands. No, I think what they're saying is like you basically just search function. So you say, okay, I want a coaster that does this, this, and this, and then it gives you then the results of the 3 coasters that do that in the game.
Cool.
And then you can see on there. So I think it's just like a filter
that's
search
something
function.
we should probably push.
We should pass that on. Yeah,
that's
certainly.
good. Thanks, Blind and Cleve. It's good feedback.
Yeah.
In a perfect world, this is for both of you, okay? What do you want to be added into the game?
That's a tiny bit risky because we know what is planned. No, it is. So
it's a trick question. Oh, that wasn't our intention. Not at all.
No, definitely not. We don't know anything, and this is what I would like. What would you like, Bo? You go first.
Oh my goodness.
That's a hard question.
Well, I know that there's some like flat rides that people are still asking for that seem pretty cool.
Oh, I've got mine.
Oh, you've got yours.
I know what mine is.
You go then.
Mine is filterable, searchable roller coaster types.
Oh, that's wow! What a great idea.
Absolutely amazing. If that
was that's the king of.
No, go on. You carry on.
Very sneaky. I think. I mean, in a perfect world, I think for me, not being a master builder or someone who is just really, really great at the game, like you guys are, for me, Planet Coaster is quite perfect, which is, honestly, I swear, this is my personal answer. This is not my community manager answer. It's just because, like, the game for me has a lot of things, and I feel like I still am missing out on, you know, shortcuts and assets I've never seen, or, you know, these kind of things that I've never used. But in a perfect world, I would love to get some new mascots. I think new mascots. The mascots are always really fun. Anything that involves doing new voiceovers with James Stant. Yeah, because that means we get to do cool stuff behind the scenes. That kind of stuff. Just little things, I think. You know, themes, these kind of stuff. Yeah. More scenarios always. That's always cool. I like playing the scenarios. So yeah.
I think that's it. More options, more stuff to use, more.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm trying to think. Honestly, it's difficult because you are kind of asking the wrong people, in a way, because obviously there's lots of things planned and we don't want to step on anyone's toes or anything like that, and say things that are that might get us in trouble, obviously. But at the same time, there's a lot of cool stuff already coming, you know, and already confirmed. I'm trying to think of something that's like that's a really weird out there, you know, idea, like a really crazy weird, like in a perfect world. Yeah. You know, I've got nothing. Sorry.
You were saying that you had a lot of fun, like recording voices for the game sometimes.
Yes.
So in the fireworks trailer, you hear the guests say, oh, and things like that. Is that in the game, or is it just for the trailer?
Guess who did those voices? Yay!
We can do it now.
Yeah, it was about like 20 people on the frontier parking space in front of the James Stant being in front of us with like different microphones on different distances. Yeah. And he was like doing some sort of like modern fireworks dance, trying to direct us like when the rocket trail was going up and when the explosion was, and we had to react and stuff. So yeah, we did those recordings, and that's
wonderful.
It was
such a fun experience. It was kind of like laughter therapy, because everyone just ended up laughing, and then he would like leave it and let us like record us while we were all laughing still to use for later on, and it's just like it was a really nice experience. So yeah, those sounds are in the game. I don't think I'm spoiling anything. Yeah,
no, they absolutely are.
The crowds will go whoa! They'll get excited about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I hope that this Wednesday, definitely this Wednesday, I'll have Andrew Chappell on, and maybe soon I'll also have David Crossland on, they both had a lot to do. Well, Andrew Chappell is very technical and does a lot of the programming, of course, but he knows a lot about the fireworks and how they work with the guest system. And David Crossland had a lot to do with the fireworks and the display sequencer as well. So I was, I'm getting them on the streams so that we can get all those questions answered. For the rest of the community as well, and they can talk about that. But yeah, there is a certain way how you place the shows, and the guests will walk in a certain vicinity and they will react to it, and they'll stop and look and be like, "Oh wow!" and it boosts their happiness and these kind of things.
And you'll see it all for yourselves tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited for the billboards things. I'm so excited for the billboards. I'm so excited to see what people do with it.
Yeah. Fireworks.
Yeah. Fireworks, yep.
I'm waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow to start refreshing stuff.
Oh,
no! Okay, well,
I don't know what time that is for us.
At some point, we can't give you an exact time right now, unfortunately, but I think we'll try to give do we usually give a time of when it's coming up? It depends on the devs.
No, we usually just say, "Oh, it's out." Woo-hoo.
Oh, okay, right.
But we can, I'll see what I can do to let people know in the morning how we're looking.
Cool.
I think that's about it of our questions. So maybe you have a question or maybe two for us.
I do. I've got one. I've got two questions.
Okay.
So one, you were asking us about the coasters and things like that. So what is important for you then, looking at what new coasters will be added? If we look through and we look at real life coasters that are winning awards, coasters the community are asking for you guys, what is important in terms of which coasters go in there?
Bear.
Should I do it?
Go ahead, Bear.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's basically, if I would go from my standpoint, I just look at like some of the coasters I've ridden in real life the most and like them the most. And I just look at the type of coaster and be like, okay, I kind of want to build that in the game. And basically that's like where I get my inspiration from, and then I go on from that point and see what I can do in game.
Yeah. So okay, well that's interesting. And also in terms of you asked us that question. You asked us what are we most looking forward to in the game?
Oh, yeah,
what are you most looking forward to in the game?
Announced or not?
In the summer update.
Oh, okay.
Fireworks.
Billboards.
Yay!
I've been waiting so long for that.
Billboards.
I go with billboards.
I gotta go with that as well.
Yeah, for the same reason that Ed said.
And one last sort of maybe slightly naughty question, but of course this is not us announcing anything or confirming anything, and we won't make any noise or face or any reaction at all. But in a perfect world, what would be added for you guys?
Rotating lasers.
Right, that's it. That's done. Right, let's move on.
I have a perfect world thing that I'd want. I just want like a flagpole with a blank flag on it, and then just the ability to select any country's flag from the entire world.
Or you can, or maybe do the flag. It's a billboard, the flag, and you can
Custom flags.
It's like we've got this Stars and Stripes thing now, and everybody forgets the Canada Day is a couple days before that.
Triggered.
So I'm a little salty about that.
Oh, I got like 4 emails from different people going, "Hey, do you guys want to add some Canada stuff?" I'm like, "Oh man, I'm so like sorry."
It's like, God damn
But
it.
congratulations, Canada Day!
Is it how many years? Is that 5?
150.
150. 5 years. I think Canada's been around for 5 years. Oh, that's America. America's been around for about 5 years. I don't know.
Yeah, we've been around for about 11.
That's it.
I would actually like more water rides and boat
He says with a cheeky smile on his face.
and boat transportation.
That's good, yeah.
Jet skis.
Boats are cool.
I don't know when it's going to come. I suppose you have something planning for the future. Maybe if it's far away.
Like we said, we will not be making any reactions. So it's just a simple question. I was waiting for answers from you, and unfortunately... Wonderful. Well, thank you for having us.
Cool.
Yeah,
Thank you for being here again.
of course.
Just gotta say thank you as well for like, you guys always get all of the community's opinions in and get them to the devs. And you differ from other games a lot there.
Yeah.
Like, you're standing out very great there.
Agreed.
Thank you so much. That means a lot.
It's very kind.
Yeah, we definitely need to point that out, that even if our Journey to Perfection talk show sounds quite negative in some ways, but we still love the game, and we totally see that you're really are listening to the community, and we totally get the point that it's a question if it's just possible to make or whatever what we suggest, but we still see the effort of the team to make it happen if possible. So thanks a lot for that.
No, thank you. That's awesome. And again, like, your opinions are highly, highly valued within our team as well. So it's not, you know, we make fun like, oh, they're being so sassy on their little podcast and stuff. But no, it's actually really cool that, you know, you guys are being vocal about this, because if we would have a quiet community, that would be terrible. We wouldn't be doing our jobs right.
The moment that you stop being passionate, that's the moment we're worried. It's the moment you stop saying things at all. That's when you get worried. And also, I'll say a couple of things as well. Like, it's really lovely to have such passionate communities, and we're very lucky. You mentioned the thing about us being good at feeding back and trying to interact a lot with you guys, and Bo does an absolutely amazing job of doing that all the time, and just being on the live streams and really is leading on that in a really impressive, awesome way. But we're very lucky in the community team to have such a dev team that is so open to working with us and working with the community. So it makes our job easy, because they're so awesome and they want to do that.
One of the producers, like, he literally just comes down all the time to our desks and he's like, hey, like, just wanted to know, like, I've seen this thread.
Let's keep you up to date on things.
Yeah, like, is this
so
still
good.
an issue? Like, can we get them an answer? And if they see, like, big bugs or things even, they'll just jump on it straight away. Like, they really, really care, and it's a passion project, and it definitely goes both ways all the time.
Yeah, because we couldn't possibly talk about other video games companies, but you say that we're much better than other video games companies. I think
we do the best that we can.
We do the best we can, and I think that we're lucky to have the support from the rest of the developers and upper management and stuff like that. And you never know with the community teams in the business if how much freedom they've got and stuff like that. So that's the point I was trying to make is be kind to the community guys. They do their best. They do their best.
One of my favorite things to tell people in my chat when I hear people complaining or saying things like, oh, they never talk to the community, and then the thing that I always tell people in my chat is just, if you think Frontier isn't talking to the community, then you've never played a game that doesn't talk to their community.
Right. Well, thanks. That really means a lot that you guys are so supportive, and that's why we also just love, supporting you guys back in return. It's just simple as that.
So I think that's it.
Should we stop recording?
For this episode.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no!
Was that your outro? Did I just talk over your outro?
Just mess up the outro.
Sorry.
Take 2.
Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Start again. Start the whole thing again.
So should I do the outro again, or?
Yeah, just keep all of this in.
Just record the outro.
Leave all this, yeah.
No, leave all this in. This is the best. This is the best bit.
Unfiltered, unedited.
Thanks for listening. If you have any questions, suggestions, or whatever it is, leave a comment down below. And bye guys.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.